Everyone is used to basic Coke and Pepsi as the two main soft drinks, but there's plenty that have been forgotten along the way. Companies like Lifesavers and Hubba Bubba made forays into the soda market, while other flavors never really took off. Here's 10 discontinued sodas we hope come back. Their slogan was, "Better do the good stuff now," but we haven't been able to for almost 25 years. Advertisements for the drink in Loki Season 1 might have been the first time in a long time that anybody thought of Josta. The soft drink created by Pepsi was discontinued in 1999 as the company decided to change their corporate strategy. The decision to discontinue the drink was met with disappointment from fans, with some even going as far as creating the website savejosta.org. These so-called members of the Association for Josta Saving were unsuccessful in their attempts. However, with the success of other energy drinks and the mention of it in a major show, who knows what the future might entail. Just like Josta, Volt was an energy drink soda combo, but this time made by Coca-Cola. Existing from 2005 to 2011, this was initially Coke's attempt to rival the success that Pepsi had reached with Mountain Dew. Also lemon lime flavored, the drink never really reached the level of success Coca-Cola had hoped for, despite them going all out in an attempt to make it so. In fact, if you look at the 2006 Super Bowl, Volt advertisements are all over the place. Volt Zero, as well as Peach, Grape, and Red Blitz were also released after the initial flavor, and while they tried their hardest to market it towards a younger male audience, it never really picked up. Maybe it was all the caffeine. There are certain things that just shouldn't be consumed in liquid form in my opinion, and Hubba Bubba is one of those things. Discontinued sometime in the early 1990s, reviews of this drink range from tastes like pure sugar to sugar with a side of sugar. The drink only existed for a couple of years and also featured a diet option, but as you can expect, not very many people were actively searching out a bubblegum flavored soft drink. While there are tons of novelty drinks around nowadays, it seems unlikely that this will be one of them, although the can, in itself, is almost enough to want me to bring it back. The candy to drink pipeline doesn't end with Hubba Bubba, however, as Lifesavers felt they needed to get their hands in the soda game around the 1980s. Featuring multiple flavors, most notably pineapple, the drink surprisingly bombed, despite doing relatively well during test runs. That sentiment wasn't shared by the masses, however, as most members of the public described the drink as having a funky taste, with the general consensus being that it just didn't really taste that good. A word of advice, don't try making your own Lifesaver soda by dropping some into your drink, unless you want to clean up the mother of all spills. Does a lava lamp sound appetizing to you? Well then you would absolutely love Orbit's soda. Featuring floating edible balls inside the can, this drink bombed, as this was a pre-bubble tea era in which most people in North America didn't really want any kind of solid inside their drink. It was released by clearly Canadian Beverage Corporation and initially had some success, but in the long run, it just wasn't enough to compete with already established popular brands. If you think you're missing out, unopened bottles from the late 1990s are available for around $50. And to answer your question, yes, the balls are still floating. While Pepsi might not be completely synonymous with the holiday season, whether you like it or not, they're going to be there. But that wasn't enough for Pepsi, who in 2004 launched a holiday spice flavor, which added hints of cinnamon and ginger to the already popular drink. Only around for 2 holiday seasons, they just didn't get the sales that Pepsi was hoping for, which is a shame, because the overall consensus was that it actually tasted pretty good. Never say never with Pepsi. I mean, they brought back Crystal Pepsi, but for years, people have asked for this and gotten nothing in return. Looks like we'll have to wait at least one more winter. You might know about Pepsi Max, but what about its failed sibling, Pepsi Jazz? All flavors were dessert themed, such as French vanilla, strawberries and cream, and caramel cream, and each one featured 0 calories. Its tagline was, "The new sound of cola," but it was clearly out of tune, as the drink only lasted around 2 years before getting discontinued in early 2008. They did put a lot of effort into marketing the drink, even going as far as trademarking the word jazz, which somehow hadn't been done already. They also put an ad in People magazine that featured a pop-up of the drink and a scratch and sniff, and despite all that, it flopped, and all that jazz. Shaq is everywhere, and he's a part of everything. He's on NBA on TNT, he's DJing festivals, he's selling ink cartridges, and previously, he was a soda. Released in 2013 by Arizona, Soda Shack featured the former NBA player's face smack dab on the front, and unfortunately, wasn't really a Shack-cess. Discontinued only 3 years after it was launched in 2016. The drinks and its multitude of flavors reportedly tasted delicious, so it's a shame that it had to retire so early, but just like Shaq at the free throw line, it's not always going to be positive. If you watch The Simpsons, you would know that Buzz Cola is Bart's favorite drink, but sales of the soda weren't limited to just Springfield, as in 2007, to promote The Simpsons movie, for a limited time you could buy your own can. Only available at 7-Eleven, who themselves had rebranded as Quickie Mart, it was basically just a temporary repackaging of RC Cola. However, if you're a fan of the show, it seems like quite the impressive novelty item to own. It seems like if they brought this back, it would do well, but I don't think they'd be able to use some of the taglines that are a part of the brand in the show. I mean, twice the sugar, twice the caffeine isn't really enticing anybody if you ask me. Coke with coffee might have made its return in 2020 2021, but years before that, Pepsi was the first to break into the market. Their attempt, Pepsi AM. Launched in the late 1980s, the premise was simple. Instead of your morning cup of joe, this was supposed to wake you up, and it would do that by featuring 25% more caffeine than a regular Pepsi. Unsurprisingly, people continued with what they already knew, and the morning-based advertisement didn't work, with the drink discontinued only a year after it was first released. Maybe telling people when to have your drink isn't really the best idea. That's our list of 10 discontinued sodas. Have you tried any of these? And which sounds the tastiest? Let us know in the comments. And unless I'm busy making Ethan soda, I'll see you in the next one.